Hey y'all, I am actually going to work relatively on time. And by relatively, I mean we're going to be on CP time at the worst. You guys know about CP time, right? For those of you that don't hang out with black people, that's colored people time. And for those of you that want to get offended that I just said that, I was told that by a lot of black people. So, I cried a lot last night. I didn't film it because fuck that. I cried a lot last night because I just technically quit my job at Wendy's. Now, I wanted to talk about this. It was very important that I shoot a video today because tonight is New Year's Eve, which means tomorrow starts the new year. Unless I've been getting it wrong this whole time. No, we actually go backwards. It wouldn't surprise me. So, what was I about to say? I hate it when there's a motherfucker behind me and they're like inching up closer and closer and closer to me, and I can tell that they want me to drive faster. That's the worst. And then there's this pressure to drive faster. And I think, well, it's not a cop, you know, so I shouldn't worry about it. But, ooh, that's a lot of rain. Do you guys hear that? A lot of rain, mucho rain. I wish I knew the Spanish word for rain. Luckily, at Steak and Shake, I work with a lot of Hispanic people. I really miss working with Hispanic people. And not just so I could, like, mooch off them in regards to the Spanish. But, I mean, I just like working with different people and different cultures and races and ethnicities and all that shit. But, according to many in this country, I'm a white supremacist, all because I like the president. You know how silly that shit is? Anyway, I told myself that this wouldn't be about politics, but here we are again. So anyway, what I was trying to get at, start of the New Year's tomorrow, hopefully, and, hold on, I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Actually, I'm just gonna put it in my lap. Y'all can see me, right? Y'all got the stoplights. Y'all can see me through the glow. I know what you're thinking, Vortex. Man, that bitch always drinks coffee. That's correct. I love me some coffee. And if you love me, you'll give me some coffee. I don't care how shitty the coffee is. In fact, the shittier the better. I used to spend a lot of time in AA meetings, so really, the shittier the better. Give me some styrofoam cups too. Then I can get the full experience of recovery. Anyway, what was I saying? You know, my brother told me I need to put air in my tires, and I didn't do it because I didn't have any quarters. You gotta have quarters to work the little tire machine. But hopefully my tire doesn't fly off. I'll pray. Anyway, what was I saying? New Year. Okay, so the New Year is fast approaching. And, I hate holidays. I really hate conventional shit. I hate social norms. But I always get depressed this time of year because I just feel like such a failure most of the time. And I know that I should do more, but I don't. And I know that I've put up a lot of videos on YouTube, but that doesn't mean diddly squat to me, you guys. It's not like I want to be famous or successful or rich or anything like that. I've already crossed those out as possibilities for me. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really think that anything that I do will feel like success. I don't think that I'll ever get to that point where I'll be like, all right, I've arrived, you know? But I think that if I ever did, I'd probably kill myself that day, you know, because what would be the point of me continuing if I've already arrived, you know what I mean? But anyway, the new year depresses me because it always reminds me of how little I've accomplished. And Louis C.K. recently did a whole set. And you can find the bootleg of it on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. I'm so glad he's back. I'm sure that a lot of people aren't, but they can suck a dick. It figures that they try to end the careers of people that actually are doing their job. They're like, no! If you refuse to virtue signal, there is no place for you in Hollywood. There is no place for you in the entertainment business. I mean, I really think, which is why I wanted to do this anti-PC art crawl comedy club thing. I was talking to my manager about it, and he was like, yeah, that's going to be really expensive. So we're going to have to figure something out. You need to be in the other lane. You're not going fast enough. All right, well, I gotta wait for them to get over. Go on, baby. I know that you can drive faster. I know that you can drive fast. Go on, baby. I have faith in you. Go on, little Tahoe. Little Tahoe. Tahoes aren't little, baby. That was actually a truck. Okay. I am no longer in the fast lane, you guys. There's an update. An update from over here. Anyway, this is the new year. It's depressing. It's really depressing. Most of the time. Oh, I think that's why everybody gets drunk. It's not so that they can celebrate the new year. It's so they can forget about the past year and how they didn't accomplish anything. So what better way to do that than get fucking annihilated, right? Now, I haven't had a drink in a long fucking time. I'm gonna have to deal with a lot of people tonight that have had many drinks very recently. One of the reasons I decided to go back to Steak and Shake is because it's more my kind of work. And I feel bad because I totally fucked him over, man. At Wendy's, and the whole point was to not fuck him over. And I ended up fucking him over even more. And I realized, like, Amy, you gotta be true to yourself, and you haven't been true to yourself. And because you haven't been true to yourself, you freaked out and just randomly quit. I quit through a text message too. Like, I feel like the biggest hypocrite in the world because, you know, I always talk about, you know, how I like respect people and, you know, I respect them too much to fuck them over, and here we are, baby. You know, a lot of people might say, well, at least you know all this shit. You know this shit, and you can do something different next time. Well, I guess that's the point of the video. To be like, no, Amy, look at this video. Later on when you feel like fucking somebody over. And look at how bad you feel. Oh, seriously, like, I cried like somebody died last night. Not that that's the slightest bit surprising considering my disorder, but, it's like I realized, like, I have abandonment issues, so that's why I couldn't leave. You know, because anytime that I would think about putting my 2 weeks notice in, you know, there'd be all these things that I'd think about that I'd be like, well, I'm gonna miss this, and I'm attached to that person, and all this shit. It's like, it's because of that, you know, I felt so inclined to stick around, even though that's not what I wanted to do. But, you know, I have mixed feelings about everything, and I realize that that's healthy. You know, if I was any one way about something, that would be weird, you know? I would be like so many people in this country hating the president, you know? Because I'm told to feel a certain way. It's like I don't rely on other people to tell me how to feel about shit. But I am susceptible to guilt trips. And like, there's this chick that I worked with at Wendy's. I call her bitch mom for a reason. And she liked that too. Like, she is a bitch and she is a mom, so it makes sense. And most moms are bitches. I mean, when it comes to their kids, you can understand. You want to be protective, right? Well, like, when I say bitch mom, it's like she just nags. She nags, she do the guilt trip thing. If she got mad at you, she wouldn't let you forget it, kind of shit. Like, she'd take things personally all the time. Like, if somebody would show up to work, she'd be like, oh, well, they just don't want to work with me. You know, I'm convinced she's a borderline personality. There's so many people in the restaurant industry, they're all borderline personalities. Which makes sense because of the abandonment thing. But like, really, I mean, the reason I went back to Steak and Shake is because of my abandonment issues. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, I find that job appealing. And like last night, I was there till 4 a.m. and I was like, yeah, this goes along with my, you know, craziness. The hours of this place, the chaos of this place, the diversity of this place, the versatility of this place. There's so much that just fits right along with my personality, you know? So, of course I feel guilty for, you know, fucking over my managers and shit. And that's not how I wanted to go out. But that's the way that I went out because I didn't want to fuck them over. So, you know, it's just, I shoot myself in the foot a lot. And you know, if I had like put it 2 weeks in and I'd done it the right way, I guess I'd feel less guilty about it. But at the same time, like, that's not like me. And my manager, you know, that's throwing the guilt trip on me, she's like, well, you don't want to burn bridges if you don't know when you have to cross back over and shit. And I was like, dude, the reason I went back to this job is because I feel like Steak and Shake is the unburnable bridge. Like, really and truly, it doesn't matter how many times you quit this place, you can still come back. It doesn't matter if you got a criminal record. It doesn't matter if you get in fights with people in the parking lot. It doesn't matter if you come in drunk, high, you sell a bunch of shit. They don't care, man. You're a warm body. Not to say that you get away with anything, but you pretty much can. And I think that that's the way that a lot of restaurants work. I mean, like, I feel really bad about what happened with Wendy's because of all the shit that they've put up with in regards to my psychological problems. Now, I know that a lot of jobs have. Like, McDonald's put up with that shit from me. Zaxby's put up with that shit from me. Payway put up with that shit from me. Steak and Shake, every time that I worked there, put up with that shit from me. But I'm trying to do better, you know? So, if I'm gonna be late, I'm just gonna be on CP time. Oh, because that's money, you know? Like, I'm losing so much money because I just insist on being late. And I feel like the reason why is because of my personality disorder. Like, I feel like there's something in it for me to be late. Like, it goes along with who I think I am. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know? Which, you know, makes sense out of a lot of the decisions that people make. If they think that certain things are bound to happen no matter what, they keep themselves in that victim mentality. That victim mentality is more corrosive than war, you guys. It is. Because at least, you know, when you're in a war, and I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but at least when you're in a war, you get to die. I mean, I say the same thing about Twitter. Like, you know, like with the heroin addiction, at least you get to overdose. You know, with Twitter, you just keep on going and destroying yourself all the more. So a lot of people would think that dying in a war is a tragedy. I don't think so at all. That person voluntarily subjected themselves to that shit. They knew what they were getting into, and they died for something that was important to them, and they actually believed in it. I'd say that's very heroic. I don't agree with war either, by the way, but I still like have the utmost respect for vets, because Jesus Christ, I deal with their psychological problems day in and day out, and I feel like I've been through the fucking Crusades. Anyway, what was I saying? I wonder if that's Steven. Okay, so my friend, my coworker Steven, the one that I pulled away from Steak and Shake and dragged with me or I pulled away from Wendy's and dragged to Steak and Shake with me. I highly doubt that's him. I think he was supposed to be working like 4. That's his schedule, unless he's like 2 hours late, which could be possible. See, he's on CP time too, but he actually is black, you know? Anybody can be on CP time, anybody. You don't have to be black to be on CP time, that's just a myth. I never understood why people say color. Like, they used to call black people colored people, and that's offensive now. But now they call them people of color. So I guess the of changes everything. It makes it sound fancy. But like, I never understood why black people got colored people, because like, white's a color, right? Or is white the absence of color? I don't know. But isn't like everybody colored technically? I don't know. You guys are gonna get mad about that, but that's fine. I'm prepared for that shit. Anyway, so I got my anti-government sweatshirt, you know, because I'm prepared for the anti-PC bullshit. My anti-government sweatshirt will deflect it. Is that true? Yes, they don't tell you that when you buy it, but that's the hidden intention. Anyway, so the New Year's approaching, and I don't want to fuck people over anymore. And I feel like, yeah, I fucked a lot of people over. And so I'm going back to my old job. See, usually over Christmas, like I was thinking about it, over Christmas, the past several years, if I was working at Steak and Shake, I would just really hate my life, you know? And it was at Steak and Shake where I came up with this idea for a musical memoir, which I know that I've illustrated in several of my videos. I basically just sing about whatever the fuck comes to my mind. A lot of times I sing about my life. Other times I sing about, you know, my opinions. Other times, all the time. I sing about my opinions all the time, you guys, all the time. But I came up with this idea when I was really depressed. And I was listening to Rent. And I gotta say, this is like the first year that I didn't listen to Rent. I used to have this tradition, because I'm unconventional like that instead of, you know, listening to Christmas music, I just listened to this virtue signaling musical about AIDS. And it's Christmassy. It's very Christmassy. But Rent really inspired me. Even though it's really cheesy, and even though a lot of the songs about AIDS, it's, for what it was worth, like for what it was really fucking brilliant. I mean, the idea was brilliant. The whole rock opera thing, well, I took that idea from Jonathan Larson, thank you very much. Rest in peace, motherfucker. Jonathan Larson wrote that play. And he died like the first week of like the production, like when it was being previewed on Broadway. He fucking died of an aneurysm. Or aneurysm. Aneurysm. Yeah, he died in his apartment. Isn't that fucking sad and depressing? I mean, it's really sad and depressing, considering like how hard he worked for that one gig, you know? You know, I wonder if that's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna fucking die, like, right when I get that HBO special, it's gonna be like, just like Mitch Hedberg, you know? Because that was about to happen for him, and then he fucking died of heart failure. Well, you know, you quit drinking, and, you know, you don't really, like, abuse drugs. I mean, yeah, you're a fan of drugs. Oh, I'm a huge fan of drugs. just the ones that I like, not the ones that are being pushed in my face. I wish that weed was being pushed in my face all the time. That would be fucking awesome. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? I'm about to get off this exit here. Hold up, you guys. So, the goal of this year is to only be on CP time. Fully accept that we're black. I'm black on the inside until eventually I'm black on the outside. Eventually there'll be an app for that, you guys. You don't know where the future's going, but I do. I always have, which is why I don't have a smartphone. All right, let's see here. You're in the right lane. You always think you're in the wrong lane. Every time you come up to this intersection, that motherfucker's in the wrong lane. Dude, yeah, you know, like when somebody's in the wrong lane and then like you just see them, like you just see like a fifth of their car like edged out of that lane, you know? Like, oh man. Oh shit. I just noticed that was on. I don't know how to turn it off. Do you guys have windshield wipers in the back? Well, I do. And I don't know how to turn those bitches off. I just keep fucking with my headlights. Yeah, it's not going to be busy now, but around like 11-ish. Well, actually, I don't want to say 11-ish, because a lot of people are going to be at the bars. Like at 2, from 2 to about 6 in the morning, we're going to be slammed with drunk people, because there's a bar directly behind Steak and Shake. And there are a bunch of other bars around here, and there's a movie theater up the street. Fuck ton of restaurants. This is a very busy location, you guys. But, yeah, so the new year, we're just going to try to be on CP time from now on. Like, that's the worst that I'm going to allow myself to be. It's just 15 minutes late. CP time is 15 minutes. CP time from a white person. It's all in your mind, baby. Really is all in your mind. I never understood racism. Or like well, I don't want to compare like race to sexual preference because that's a completely different issue. And I think I agree with Cat Williams when he said that. I don't really like Cat Williams that much, but he made a very valid point about that, about how being gay is completely different than being black. And a lot of people think that, oh, well, you know, the discrimination's the same. No, it's really not. I mean, you could say that both are marginalized or whatever the fuck. I mean, I'll agree to that. But they're not the same thing. See, that's the problem, is that they're conflating everything. And maybe he was smart enough to realize that because he's religious, but I wonder what he thinks of Donald Trump. Anyway. See, black people are being told to hate him, just like Mexicans are being told to hate him. Really, I feel for black people to support him because, like, man, I know I've said this before, but shout outs to them. Kudos to you for being true to yourself and not going along with the mainstream media. The mainstream media doesn't want you to do well. They want you to rely on them for your information. Just like you rely on the government, right? Oh my God, I was reading the proposal of Black Lives Matter last night. I went on the Black Lives Matter website and I was looking up their demands. Oh my God. Basically, it's just a bunch of shit from the government. If you want the genuine gist, that's it. They want a bunch of government shit. And they want to be in control of everything. They want to be in control of the schools. They want to be in control of, like, the curriculum. They want to be in control of, like, who gets hired, who gets fired. I mean, there are some aspects of it that I could actually agree with. And I was like, you know, it would help if the community got more involved in these things, you know? And especially when it comes to, you know, things that happen that are, like, you know, not good, like police brutality. I feel like those are things that should be handled in a different way. Now, I really don't know which way that is, but I know that the way that we have isn't working. And I'm not conservative to the extent that I'm like, let's just keep it, even though it fails a lot of people for a lot of reasons. See, I'm still in the middle, you guys, no matter what. I get mad about a lot of stuff, and I feel like people get mad about the same things that I get mad about. And their political beliefs might be different from mine, but I feel like we can at least come to the conclusion that PC culture is for candy asses. Okay, so I made it. I made it to CP time. It's like 6:10 right now, you guys. It's only 6:10. No, it's 6:09. Shit. Don't round up. Yeah, but like I said, as long as I'm not terribly late. I feel like this is a reasonable New Year's resolution. It's like, let's not be 2 hours late. Let's always show up to work. But, you know, at the worst, let's just be on CP time. That's an example of, like, a reasonable resolution that could actually be accomplished. We have to wear these hats. See, look, you guys. I have this whole slew of hats that have just been... Actually, no, these are envelopes. You thought those were Steak and Shake hats? Dude, no, they're right here. No, I do have Steak and Shake hats. Okay, I didn't lie to the vortex, don't worry, but I do have envelopes. I didn't know I had these. Shit. But it's like, I got so upset last night. Ooh, no Charlie's card, a Subway card. Fuck. A Cold Stone Creamery card. We don't even have one of those here anymore. Like, now I'm really curious as to what this shit is in my fucking car. Ooh, a Gigi's Cupcakes gift card. You should just give them to people here. You're like, hey man, you want this gift card? I don't know how long I've had it. I don't know if anything's on it, but here you go. Like, PetSmart. You could use that. Yeah, I could use that. Shit. I have pets. And I'm smart. Pets. Wait. The Pet's Mart or Pet Smart? Makes you think. There are more than one ways to look at things, you guys. PetSmart is the finest example. See, look, I still haven't. Beautiful, beautiful. Isn't he amazingly beautiful? Still haven't listened to it yet. I just know it's going to be like mind-boggling, so that's why I'm like avoiding it. I'm like, do you want your mind to be blown yet? So yeah, I gotta go inside. But yeah, let's try not to fuck people over, and let's try to make some money and save some money. That's good too. That would be a good goal. I don't know if that's reasonable though, considering my rapport. But go confident. This is Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you imagined. Isn't that beautiful? I thought so too. Shout out to whatever your name is, Yafa. What do you want? What does that mean? Yafa, Aish. What does that mean? Well, I appreciate you appreciating my videos. I appreciate everybody appreciating my videos, but especially people that I feel like understand it. They understand the point. They get it. A lot of people think, oh, she's funny, she's funny. I don't care that you think I'm funny. I want to be effective. That's all I care about. I don't need money. I don't need fame. I don't need a title. I just want to make America gross again. All right, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.